Okay, let's do a quick mic check. I think it might be a little quiet, but otherwise seems like it's all right. It's always a little hard to tell. Anyways, hope everyone's having a good Sunday and a great weekend. I'll have the camera up in just a second. I just have to pop out chat for a second. Alrighty. Hello. Starting a new painting today. The small one, this is a little 8 by 10. Anyways, let's see. Okay. Yeah, just gonna start a new painting today. I still have to finish. I have a bunch of paintings I need to finish, but at this point they're so detailed. It's just I'll leave them for you know personal time work type of thing. Hey, Mark, welcome. How you doing? How's your weekend going? I got slammed with what's it called? Allergies this weekend, today especially. Oh my God. Just hit with the allergies. Just gonna grab my palette right now. Other than that, though, I'm having a good weekend. I went out last night to a gallery show. It's like a art collective show with like 70 artists or something like that. It was pretty cool. Says, Mark says, I'm doing fine, just too hot to be outside. Yeah, same here. Same here. I was actually, we were thinking about trying to go out today, go to the park, and it's too hot to do anything. Absolutely just too hot to do stuff like that today. Other than that, let's see. I don't know. We have a cat that decided that our backyard is its new home, which our current cats, one of them especially, does not like that fact. So we're just trying to deal with that right now. Find the cat. Michelle especially is trying to find the cat a home. See if we can't get it out of here. Yeah. Yeah, we have one of our cats is a guard cat, and she does not like other animals living. Well, yeah, I guess she doesn't like other cats living in our backyard. She gets very defensive about it. But yeah, just I don't know. I think I'm just feeling a little out of it because of the allergies. I'm just yeah. Hopefully painting and streaming will help me get, feel more productive and more with it today. We'll see. Yeah, the gallery show last night was really cool. One of the main reasons I went was I wanted to support Shannon, friend of mine who's an artist. But yeah, they did not have AC at the venue. It was so hot. That was, I think, really the big negative that I have to say about it. It was so hot. I feel like that probably impacted people's sales too, because no one wants to hang around and look at things. So yeah. Have I considered Cassandra asked if I've considered irresponsible amounts of caffeine. I'm working on that right now, actually. Working on it. I'll kick in at some point. Cassandra says it's a sleepy day for sure. Yeah, I think the combination of like everything, just the weather, the allergies, just kind of going out yesterday, all of it combined is just making for kind of a sleepy Sunday. Which, is not the worst thing in the world for sure. Yeah, it could be worse. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just gonna take it easy, lock in this new painting. We'll see how far I get on it. What am I working on today? I'm starting a new painting today. It's a small 8 by 10. Just a little, you know, just a little study, I guess. I don't know. Nothing, doesn't, uh, I don't want to say nothing special because that sounds so dismissive of it, but I guess technically it's part of my smoking series because there's someone smoking. So it's part of my smoking series. Other than that, it's just a small painting. I, um, I have a bunch of paintings I need to finish, but I need to get so up close to those paintings and really focus on them. And the changes a lot of times are going to be extremely small changes that I don't think I'm going to do it on stream. So I do need to take some time out of my week though to actually finish some paintings because I have way too many paintings that are just unfinished at this point. I need to I need to fix that. The problem I run into is that because I'm streaming, um, just a lot of times the paintings just are not a good match for the stream. It's just that at a certain point, it's it starts becoming very, fiddly, where you're just very making very small nuanced changes, and it's not great for stream. And sometimes the amount of concentration I need is more than I can give it on stream as well. But sometimes I don't like all the painting time I have is the stream time. So, um, it kind of creates some problems, which, I need to figure out ways of fixing that. I will have some more time to work on things, but yeah, that might be this, the solution, or maybe I'll have to take off some stream time or something, or I don't know. Or just do some streams where it's like, yeah, I'm just gonna be, fiddling around on this stuff. Oh well. Like that might be the solution as well. I don't know. in theory, I could set my stream to just chatting and then just work on it while streaming and not necessarily showing it or showing it, but since I'm like in the just chatting category, it wouldn't be, you know, wouldn't be an issue. But I don't know. I don't think that really makes a difference to my viewers. So, anyways, how's your Sunday going, Cassandra? In case anyone's wondering what I'm painting, it is a person. It's a portrait. Uh, I just haven't gotten to those features quite yet. I realized that when I'm painting from photo reference that's cropped, you know, I often don't even I start with like the negative spaces a lot more than the um what's it called? Than the figure itself as a way of blocking things in. Also, I'm not sketching anything in today. I'm just going straight in with color. I'm trying this out because I feel like, especially in, we'll call them simpler compositions or simpler, yeah, I guess paintings, compositions. I feel like at the point now where I don't need I don't need to sketch it in. I can just block it in for the most part. I don't feel like the sketch contributes a ton at this point. Cassandra says chores. Oh, yeah, that's fun. Obviously, I'm being sarcastic. I hate doing chores. I do not understand the people who enjoy doing chores. I'll never understand those people. Yeah. I honestly thought that was like a fake thing for a long time. The idea that people enjoy doing chores just because they enjoy like finishing them. Cassandra says those people are freaks, and no, I won't apologize. That's funny. Yeah, no, I honestly thought it was like I thought it was like one of those things that like they, you know, created on TV that is like a trope that doesn't really exist. Like that's what I thought it was. Like I didn't think people actually felt that way. Yeah, I literally thought it was fake. Sandra says I've definitely watched a clean with me video to try and motivate myself. That's funny. Smash button. Hey, welcome. What's up? Oh, not much. Just starting off a new painting. How you doing? How's your weekend going? I know right now it doesn't look like much, but it's actually a portrait that I'm working on right now, a new portrait. And we're discussing doing chores around the house type of thing. I was saying that I know there are some people who enjoy doing chores. Maybe they don't enjoy it, but they feel, they feel very satisfied after doing it. So they, and like going to the gym, they enjoy it in a way, kind of thing. And I never understood those people. But to each their own. I'm not a criticism as much as it is I just don't get it. Smash Button says the IT outage caused horrible delays and cancellations at the LGA airport. Been working a lot through this. Oh man, that's right. Yeah. You work at the airport. Oh my God, so sorry to hear that. I bet that's been rough. That's yeah. Not much more to say about that. I'm so sorry to hear that. Like I said, I'm sure it's been pretty rough lately. Hopefully, it hasn't been too bad and things go back to normal. And hopefully, they pay overtime. You know. Yeah. I need more oil. Yeah, that outage was crazy. It was pretty insane. And just says 8.5 million Windows system according to Microsoft. Oh my God, that's yeah. And my understanding is that you can't fix it remotely. You have to actually do it on the computer itself. Um, Man, IT is going to be working overtime, that's for sure. It's crazy. I do wonder the company that caused all these problems. I forget the name of them. I wonder if they're going to go bankrupt because of this. Cassandra says, "Glad that's not my job." Yeah, seriously. And then Smash Button says, also, deep thank you for the latest artwork. The Eiffel Tower and the Roman Colosseum was amazing. Look in the background. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy you liked it. I'm really glad. I did a digital piece for a Smash Button through Michelle's website, four-letter word cards. Well, actually, four-letter word cards on Etsy. But yeah, I did a digital artwork for him. I'm really happy you're happy with it. Oh, I almost forgot. I need to put out more red. It's going to do that, and I forgot. But yeah, I'm so curious about that. Like, my first reaction was that we just watched a company basically go out of business. So we'll see if I'm wrong about that. I feel like they're going to get sued to oblivion, but I could be wrong because I am definitely not an expert in business related stuff. So yeah, I know it's kind of hard to see at the moment, but this is the head, this is the hand, this is her hair. She's gonna have some more hair on the other side. But yeah, that's the composition right now. Smash Button says, I think there's still delays and cancellations to deal with even today because the outage caused a ripple effect in the uh, entire weekend. Oh, I bet. I bet. I bet because you have to think like so many people missed their flights and so many things got canceled, and it's just going to push everything out and ripple. Yeah, yeah, the ripple effect, I'm sure. No, it would not surprise me if it took a long time for some of these things to like completely resolve. Because you also have to think if all the computers have to manually be fixed, that's also going to slow down how long it takes them to fix things, even once there's a fix. Yeah, no, I could see this lasting a while. The ripple effect of it. Yeah. Cassandra says, "Oh yeah, it caused issues in hospitals, with surgeries and stuff. Yeah, yeah, surgeries and like scans, like MRI scans and stuff like that too. I'm sure a lot of other problems as well. Yeah, it's insane. Hey, Don Lee, welcome. Good to see you. Don Lee is a friend of mine, a streamer friend of mine, and he streams on Twitch under the name Don Lee underscore O with three H's. I recommend checking him out. He does digital artwork, but his streams are a lot of fun. And his art community on his Discord is really cool as well. Donley asks how I'm doing and says thank you. You're welcome, Donley. And I'm doing all right. A little out of it today. It very much feels like a lazy Sunday day, even though I'm streaming. It's very hot. It's I don't know. I'm tired out of it. Allergies hit me like a truck this morning. Yeah. No, no, I'm okay though. It's not, nothing bad, just a little out of it. Like all I want to do is nap, It's like that type of day. Um, yeah. But yeah, I'm starting a new small painting. There's a little 8 by 10 painting I'm doing. It's back to my smoking series. Just because it's a small painting. I can just start on stream kind of thing. I was saying I have a bunch of paintings that I need to finish, but they're all at the stage where it's like it's not really good for stream content. So I don't know exactly how I'm gonna handle that. Smash Button has a question. Uh, can you or four-letter word cards create 3D animation of what you guys made for me, or do you know anyone that can help? I cannot. I do not know how to do that, but I might know some people that can. It depends what you want, but yeah, I might know some people who can. Um, yeah, I would say email Michelle with like description kind of what you're looking for, and I'll reach out to some people based off of that, and we'll see what we can do. Don Lee says, "I think I can hear the nap calling you in your voice. LOL. Good to see your good to see you in spite of everything." Thanks. Yeah, yeah, a little tired today. What can I say? I went out to a what's it called, to a gallery opening yesterday for a show that has like 70 artists in it. It's like a local show for I guess I don't remember the name of the organization, but yeah, it's a lot of local artists, and they're selling like small pieces. Everything is like under $100. It was really cool. Only issue I had with it is just how um, hot it was at the venue. It was just that was my only real issue with it. They didn't have AC and it was really hot. So yeah, smash button. Thank you, much appreciated. Oh, absolutely, no problem at all. Like I said, just describe kind of what you're looking for, and I'll reach out to some people. No guarantees, but I definitely know some people that could do that. It's whether or not they're available, it's in their wheelhouse, or whatever. So yeah. Alrighty. Let's start defining some more stuff here. Yeah, I was really surprised that they would do a gallery opening type of thing in a building that didn't have air condition in July in Texas. That's my only thing. Uh, you know, and just I feel like that may have not been the best idea, but other than that, I thought the concept's really cool because I do like um, as much as I love you know okay, well, it's such a weird thing to say. As much as I love expensive art, I don't own expensive art because I can't afford it, but I do like artists who do very high-end stuff that charge a lot because it takes a long time to do it, and it's that's really the only way an artist who makes certain type of artwork could sustain themselves, is by charging a lot. I do like cheap art too because I can afford it, and I think it's also great for a lot of other people who normally wouldn't be able to afford a $30,000 painting, but can afford a much cheaper painting. So I like artwork. I like when artists offer artwork for reasonable prices. Um, when Nicholas Uribe was doing his like $200 painting series for like 2 years, that was amazing. I loved that, and because of that, I was able to buy one of his paintings. I don't know that I would have been able to afford one of his paintings otherwise. Smash button says Alex Ross's money. Alex Ross is fantastic. Alex Ross is a fantastic painter. His pieces are expensive though if you're trying to buy originals. I've seen his stuff in person at Comic Con. Uh, really, really great stuff. It's very nice to see in person too. Let's see. Cassandra says affordable places are so great to give entry to collectors. One day they might be able to get more expensive pieces. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a great entryway for people. Uh, you know, um, like you said, it opens up the possibility for future purchases. Those people's financial situations could change in the future and they could afford more. And also, y- just getting just an artist getting their artwork out there too is one of, like, even if that person ends up not being able to purchase more expensive pieces, it can contribute to the artist being able to sell more expensive pieces in the future to other collectors and so on. So yeah, it's great. Because people have rich friends or relatives and so on. Like, you never know. You never know. It can really, there's all kinds of ways that it can contribute. So I think it is great. Don Lee says, so 30,000 is expensive now. Guess I have to change my price structure. Guess that explains why I haven't been selling much. That's funny. Mash Button says Jim Lee, Adam Hughes, and J. Scott Campbell, Don McTagg are some artists I've met at New York Comic Con. Their commission wait list for some of them are years and years. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Except for Jim or Don, sorry, I've met all of those people at like San Diego Comic Con um or LA Comic Con or Long Beach, all of those. But yeah, their wait list is crazy. There's a story about Adam Hughes specifically, if I'm not mistaken, and it's been a while, and I'm retelling a retelling of a story, so forgive me if I'm mess up some of the details or whatever. But supposedly, this is working uh, when he was working at oh, what is it? DC Comics. They had to reach out to him because he wasn't cashing his paychecks for the what's it called, the comics that he was doing at the time, and they thought there was some kind of problem. They didn't understand why his paychecks weren't getting, he wasn't cashing them, and the story is that he just literally forgot because he was so busy doing commissions and selling commissions and prints and originals that he forgot to deal with it. Yeah. Donley says Don and Jim stream on Twitch. Not sure about Adam and Jay Scott. Interesting. I thought I knew Jim. Thought Jim Lee did. Um, yeah, I didn't know about the others. Smash Button S, is QuakeCon happening soon? I'll be honest, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not familiar with QuakeCon. At least not by my memory is failing me. Cassandra says, "What a problem to have." I know, right? Oh yeah, sorry, I was too busy. I forgot to cash the I just forgot to cash the paychecks. Oopsie. There also, I don't know if it was. I don't remember the artist, but there was another artist. In my mind, it's Adam Hughes, but I can't remember it that well. Um, he, whoever, I think it was, I think it was Adam Hughes, but I'm not like positive. He was he was selling a print of some of the characters from, the DC or whatever, and they actually had to ask him to stop because he was selling so many of them that at this point it was like starting to eat into their sales. Uh, and he's not technically supposed to, they like originals is one thing, but prints is different. So yeah. Michelle says, oh, put some information for QuakeCon and says hi. Hi, welcome. Hey, Ike, welcome. Good to see you. How are you doing? Good evening to you too. Best friend says I had a commission done by Pia Gara, who did the artwork for Why the Last Man. Why the Last Man is my favorite graphic novel. Oh, awesome. That's fantastic. I'm glad you were able to get that. Uh, yeah, I've never read Why the Last Man. I've seen it. The artwork looks really good. I just never got into it. Um, it's one of those things when you read comics, there's always like a limit to, how much, what you can get into and so on. Especially before they started doing the subscription services where you could just read everything online for, almost free. Well, not free, but like unlimited reading for like a very low cost. I'm trying to think. I've never actually commissioned any artists at Comic-Con and stuff like that. I was never at the financial situation where I could really afford it. Um, let's see. Cassandra says your local library often has access to digital comic library too. Oh, interesting. I didn't know about that. I know they have I know libraries have access to digital audiobooks. I used to use those when when I would burn through audiobooks so fast that I couldn't keep up. Now I have the other problem. Because because I stream and because I what I do for work, I can't really listen to audiobooks as much at work. I'm actually behind on my subscription to like Audible, so I'm struggling to keep up with it, but we'll see if that changes soon. Cassandra says, "Oh, I make heavy use of their audiobooks." Oh, well, nice. Actually, Cassandra, I'm going to have to ask you for some recommendation for some books because, um, like I said, I'm behind. I need to buy a few books very soon. But yeah, I used to use the library a lot for audiobooks. Only says I've checked out artists digitally thanks to the library too. Nice. Michelle says I checked out Pia. Her cartoons are a bit uh on the nail. Okay. It'll be interesting if they do some art based on the what? Okay, no, that's fine. Um, Donley says it's a great way to learn about artists if you suddenly learn about them on Instagram or something. Yeah. All right. Definitely not perfect with positioning and everything, but that's okay because I'm going to mess it all up now. That will help. It's time for the brayer. Let's mess this up and fix it. Michelle says Pia is a cartoonist who makes social commentary through her work. I see. So you're saying it'd be interesting to see if she does anything with the current news and stuff like that. I'm sure she will. Donley says you're looking for audiobooks. If you like sci-fi, I'd recommend To Sleep in the Sea of Stars by Christopher Paolin. Okay. Sci-fi, it kind of depends. Like sometime it's very I guess everything's kind of hit and miss, but yeah, it just depends. Sometimes sci-fi can be too I don't know. Like if the setting is sci-fi, but the story is a little different, sure, If it's like very heavy sci-fi, sometimes I feel it's a little too much. Smash Button says, my idea behind the artwork you made for me was Lo-Fi Girl on YouTube. I love the Lo-Fi Chill on the channel. It helped me through so much. That's cool. And the way you recreated it 1,000 times, awesome, amazing. Oh, thank you so much. Mr. Ballroom, welcome. How you doing today? I don't know if is this your first time in the chat? I'm trying to remember. Do not remember. I'm bad with names, so don't take it personally. I'm just really, really bad at remembering things. But yeah, welcome. How are you doing today? We're talking artists, comic book artists, painting, all of that stuff. And oh, worth mentioning, there's two chats happening at the same time, one on YouTube and one on Twitch. So if you're a little confused as to why I'm talking to people that don't seem to exist, that's why. It'd be funny if it turned out I'm not actually streaming on Twitch too, and it's just all in my head. I can't help but think about stuff like that sometimes. I feel like that would be a plot to a movie or something. Donley says, haha, let's write that movie. I'm down. Cassandra says, I'm certainly not real. Michelle says, I knew it. Yep. Smash One says, all right, I gotta get ready for work and deal with the LGA chaos. Till next time, peace out, stay safe. Hey, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. And thanks for the feedback. I also appreciate that. It's always nice to hear that your work's appreciated. So thank you. Thank you very much. Only says, I found I need to listen to audiobooks on headphones. If I'm in my apartment, I tend to miss too much if I let it play on speakers because I do other things while listening. How do you listen? I listen and I either listen on headphones or like earbuds, or I listen on my phone, just blasting out of the phone speaker. That's generally how I listen, which is one of the things that I find frustrating with the app because I want when I'm painting, I use my phone to record a time lapse and I listen to things through my computer, but the app doesn't do a good job of syncing between the online uh, and the phone app. So I've had it where I had to manually kind of like try and find where I was when I listened to it on the computer, which doesn't sound like a big deal, but when you don't have any clue where you're actually at, because I don't pay attention to the chapters and everything, like it, I don't, so I have no idea where I'm at. So it's very difficult to kind of backtrack and find where I'm at. That really frustrated me, and that's one of the reasons I don't listen to as many audiobooks is because of that. If they fixed that one thing, I'd listen to more. Like if I could listen to it on my computer more and then switch back to my phone, I would do it more. Dunley says, no, that's annoying. I get it. Yeah. And my earbuds are dying on me, which is very, very frustrating. After just a year of having them, the battery is uh, won't will barely last 2 hours, which is also super. Like I'm pissed. I've mentioned it a few times. I am so pissed about that. I just bought new earbud adapters. They're wireless adapters that connect to in-ear monitors that are like earbuds. I already have a pair, so it's just the wireless part, and it was very cheap. It was like $30 on sale. So I was like, okay, I already have the earbuds. I just need to. We'll see if they're any good. But yeah, so hopefully that will also help me. I can listen to more of my audiobooks. But yeah, otherwise I can just listen to audiobooks all the time. Like I listen to them when I'm driving, when I'm like waiting at the doctor's or whatever. Yeah. Only thing is because I'm listening to like fantasy and stuff like that, every once in a while when I'll listen to things uh in the car when I'm driving somewhere and I'll play through the speaker. And every once in a while it can get awkward because, it's like it's fantasy or urban fantasy or whatever mystery. I do I like a variety. And sometimes I'll be describing some really uncomfortable things and it's like I know people can hear outside of my car. I don't think anyone can hear me on the freeway, but like when I'm stopped at a light, or something. So I'm like, or when I'm picking up, something at a drive-through or something like that. It's like, oh, I got to actually pay attention to what's coming out of my speakers. That happened especially in this last book I listened to. I was listening to this book. I forget what it's called. It's like this organization that fights the forces of entropy. I didn't think it was that good of a book, I'll be honest. Um, but yeah, they describe it's kind of like a horror book, fantasy horror. So yeah, some of the things they describe there very unpleasant. You know, Cassandra says people listen to true crime podcasts. You're probably okay. Haha. Yeah, no, that's true for sure. Donnelly says, I don't own any earbuds. Batteries are always going bad. They are. To me, it just sounds like another thing to buy with an expiration date. I get the convenience, but wired earbuds, headphones are pretty great in my opinion. So, Donnelly, I agree with you. However, there are some reasons. I get what you're saying. I thought the batteries would last a couple years, not a year, Um, One of the things I love about these earbuds is they have noise cancellation, and that was very, very useful for me. I really like the noise cancellation. I'm really bummed out about not having that feature anymore. Um, I think what I might end up doing is eventually when I next because it's an issue I have on planes, next time I fly somewhere, I might buy noise canceling over the ear headphones um, because they're better at it too. But I really, really love the noise canceling feature. Like that is such a big deal for me personally. It just helps so much. Um, and I I wear them a lot when I'm doing stuff around the house, and I've had the wires snag too many times. Um, so that's also kind of an issue. So those are the reasons. Like I said, the I don't know if you've ever seen the in-ear monitors. I don't know why they're considered something different, but they're basically like earbuds, right? But they have little connectors on them, and you can swap them out. You can buy better ones, and connect them to the same cable, or if your cable gets destroyed, you can buy new cables or whatever, which is really cool in my opinion. I bought a cheap pair that is supposedly pretty good for the price a couple of years ago. They still work, of course. Um, so yeah, so now I just bought an adapter that will let me use them wirelessly. Um, but yeah, I've had them. I've just had them snag too many times where I'm like, the wired part, it just makes it a bit of a problem for when you're doing certain things, you know? Hi, Tristan. Hi, little boy. Tristan's here. For one, cats love wires. There is that. Yeah. Conley says snagging is a problem. He's gotten into the habit of feeding it under his shirt. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. For sure. But this little boy, he loves wires. Don't you, little boy? Yeah. Especially if they move around. Justin loves wires that move around on their own. Isn't that right, little boy? Aw. Your tongue is very scratchy. Okay, Dresden, I'll put you down. And just says the majestic beast. I love him so much, but majestic he is not. Derpy he is. Sweet he is. I don't know about majestic. I guess if he's just sitting there not doing anything, he pulls off majestic. It looks like the camera shifted a little bit over time. Let me move that up a bit. Omni says, Tristan, don't look over here. You'll scare yourself. Uh, you can't read. There's really no reason. Yeah, no, he was starting to, he saw himself and he was starting to get uncomfortable with the cat in my monitor. He's so dumb. But yeah, now that I have my gloves off, I can show you guys this real quick. Oh, and this is the other issue, but yeah. These are like the in-ear monitors. You know, they have this um, this part comes off, which is really cool. Um, oh, sorry, this part comes off, which I think is a really cool thing because then you can swap them out. You can get new cables, or you can upgrade your, you know, your the earbuds themselves. So I think that's really cool design. Um, yeah, but of course my phone doesn't have a headphone jack anymore, so we're living the dongle lifestyle. Yeah. But yeah, anytime he sees that cable on my desk, he goes for it. He loves that thing. I have to make sure he doesn't see me when I grab it and stuff. But yeah, I honestly, if those what's it called? If those converters work really well and everything, I don't know that I'll buy earbuds again because the monitors, plus you can always move them back to the cables and you can put them in the wireless thing. It seems like a great solution. And those ones were like $23. I bought them years ago. So I don't know. I'll be honest, I don't understand the difference between in-ear monitors and what's it called? Earbuds. Like I don't get the difference, but whatever. Donley says, "Yeah, I got an adapter so I can charge and use my headphones at the same time." Oh, nice. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'll hold off and get the over the ear noise cancellation ones at some point. I love the noise cancellation though. It's just especially I like it when I'm out too. Like when I'm at the what's it called? When I go to like the grocery store or something and I have my headphones on and I can switch the noise cancellation on and just zone out the stupid music that they're playing and all everything else. I love that. Hey Aaron. Hey man, it's good to see you. How you been? Been okay? Good, man. Glad to hear that. Yeah, we're just talking. I was complaining about my earbuds. I've had these noise canceling earbuds for like slightly over a year, like by a couple months, and uh the battery's already dying on them if they barely last 2 hours. So I was complaining about that. Getting over a huge migraine that took me out over the weekend. Oh man, I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm getting back around to doing things. That's good. Happy I caught you. Hey man, thanks so much for stopping in. I appreciate it. Sorry to hear that about the migraine. That sucks. I know the feeling, but so I can definitely empathize. It happens from time to time. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I used to get really bad migraines um, after the car accident I was in. I still do, but they're a lot better now after I bought a pretty expensive chair because the chair made a huge, huge difference. Yes, I am still on Android. But technically speaking, my migraines aren't true migraines. So for anyone who doesn't know, my understanding, and I'm not a doctor, so I could be wrong, my understanding is true migraines are a very special type of headache that occurs in the brain. Whereas, like, personally, my headaches are because of my neck injury, which is essentially like a version of a tension headache. But yeah, just having a headache, even a really, really bad headache, is not the same as like a true migraine. And the difference, and the way you know that there's a difference is there are medications that treat migraines that don't help with just headaches. They just help with migraines. It's like a very, very specific thing. Not that it matters a lot for like how it feels, but if you're going for treatment, I guess it makes a huge difference. But yeah, just some random, and this has nothing to do with Aaron. I'm just saying random information to fill time, I guess. Aaron says, if you want to check out the Pixel Pro earbuds, they have an active conversation detection. So they actually go on ANC mode. Unless you start talking, then you'll switch to transparency mode. Um, Maybe, I don't know. I'll look into them. These are the Sony Link Buds S. And like I said, I'm so pissed because the battery, like without ANC, even without the ANC on, I start getting a notification that the battery's running low after like 2 hours. And I've only had them for a year and a couple months. Aaron says, yeah, my migraines are mostly bad tension headaches. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know if this is helpful for you or anybody else. So this is kind of like, I'm just talking for my experience with that. Um, I've gotten pretty good at recognizing when they're starting to kind of come on, because what happens is like I'll wake up in the morning and I won't even realize how bad it is, and I'll start getting a migraine without realizing it. And by the time I would realize it, it would be too late. I'd had a really bad migraine. So one of the things that has worked really well for me is trying to notice, like trying to catch it before it gets to that stage. And then I treat it very aggressively, like I do. I take the max dosage I can of ibuprofen. I, use a heater because for me it's the, neck heating thing helps. I do a bunch of stretches. Sometimes if I can, I'll even just take a nap before it even starts. All those things to kind of stop it from developing into a full migraine. But I know that everyone's different. It's not the type of thing that I can be like, this is what you should do. Just saying, like, this is what I've found helps. Things I've been able to use to kind of help with it, if I'm able to notice it and catch it early. But it's so hard to do. Aaron says I do too, and I have neck stretches exercises to do. They usually take the edge off. Yeah, yeah. I get it, Aaron. Yeah, it started when you were asleep, and so you woke up with it. Yeah, I get that. Yep, yep. I get that. That's kind of how my back feels today. Just very, very tight. Let's see. I might. Aaron says I might be late to it, but do you already have your shop set up to sell your paintings? I want to support a friend if I can swing a piece. I do. Thanks for asking. Yeah, I do have my shop set up on my website to sell my paintings. Not all of my paintings are on the store, unfortunately, because it's very time consuming to, put everything up. So if there is a piece that you're like, oh, I wanted that piece, but I don't see it on the shop, message me. This goes for Aaron and anybody else. I am working on updating the website and the shop. It's just, um, there's just so much to do all the time. So uh, feel free to message me if there's a painting that you want that isn't there. But yeah, I do have my shop set up. Thanks for asking, and I appreciate the support, man. Yeah, thanks for asking too, because I'm not the best at telling everybody that my shop is open. Michelle gets on my case for that, as she should, because I need to be better at it. I did have a little sign saying that pieces are for sale, um, on stream. I did have that, but because of the size of this painting and the way it kind of distributed, I put it away because it was in the way of the painting. So it was there, and I took it off today. So for anyone who was here when I worked on some plastic recently, I just want to show you the difference. When I was working on the plastic and I tried to wipe things off, it would stain the surface so much more. Not that that's the worst thing in the world, like I said at the time, it's manageable because even though it stains it, it feels dry after you scrape it, and so it's easy to cover. But you can't get back to like white. I couldn't, the way that it was prepared, I couldn't get back to white like I can here, which I found very interesting. Actually, Aaron, we need to talk soon because we talked a few times. We discussed commissions. Uh, Aaron's a Aaron's a friend of mine, so we talked about doing a commission, and schedule and price and everything was always kind of like never kind of worked out. But maybe now we can work something out because I think that'd be cool if we could. I'd like that. Um, but yeah. I do not have a form yet for commissions on my website. That is something I need to set up. A lot of artists have forms like, for how to apply for commissions, and so I don't have that set up yet. So if anyone is interested in commissions, just email me on my website. There's a contact me thing. Yeah. Aaron says, yeah, man, the time seems right. It does. It does. Now would be, I think, a cool opportunity. So yeah. I know right now this painting is still very like abstract. There's a lot of missing detail, and I could see how it might be hard to understand a lot of what is going on in it. But having said that, I think it's actually uh, pretty on pace, pretty well actually. Like I know that's kind of like I said, it's kind of abstract. There's a lot of missing information and so on. But yeah, it's starting to kind of come together. Reason I'm pointing that out is because a lot of up until now um, on stream, I would sketch everything out first, then I would fill it, then I'd sketch back into it, and I've been skipping the sketch stage lately because I've come to the conclusion that I no longer feel like I benefit from it, at least with simple paintings like this. But yeah. That's not to say that there's anything wrong with doing the sketch stage for anybody who, for anybody who does feel like they need it. There's definitely nothing wrong with that. And there will definitely be paintings where I will need it too. It's not a like there's nothing bad about it. I'm just talking about my personal experience with it. I do feel like um for simple paintings like this, it's not really beneficial anymore. However, if I'm ever struggling to get things right, you can you can definitely believe that going back to sketching will be the first response because just focusing on the drawing like that is so beneficial when you're struggling to get things in the right place and so on. Let's see. Donnelly says, "Nope, just admit it. You're a sketch anarchist now." Liad's leading the rebellion. um, let's see. Aaron says, "Dude, not being a painter, I've wondered how you plan your color shift paintings. I find them so captivating." Oh, thanks, man. The color shift paintings, those ones. I'm assuming you mean the ones that they're like. A, 1 second. Oh, and definitely keep my eyes on it. Like when you see those tattoos of faces with eyes doubled up, if that makes any sense. Oh yeah, yeah, I think so. Yeah, you're talking about the ones where it's like trying to do almost a single tone, but all the single value, but all the different colors. Yeah, uh, those ones are challenging. They're a lot of fun, but they're definitely challenging. It it's definitely helps to use the computer to use Photoshop to like adjust things, but it's not perfect. And yeah, you have to kind of the way I look at it is it's almost like creating a kind of like a key for the painting in a way. So I start to think about it in ways of like um, if I'm consistent about how I describe certain things, then then the um, then the viewer can understand, you know, can see the pattern and understand what the things are and like fill it in their head. So what I mean by that is like making sure that like you know all the shadows are always desaturated or cool, and all the midtones are a warm and saturated color, and then the highlights are all like you have to kind of color not color code it exactly because obviously use different hues, but you kind of, in a way, you kind of color code the painting so that there's repeating elements. So when you see this kind of thing, it's like your brain goes, okay, it's a shadow over here, so it's a shadow over here. If because if you don't do that, then it you don't know what you're looking at sometimes, and it can be hard to see it, and because that it makes it hard to understand it. So I have to kind of like color code it in a way. Um, and then I do sometimes use my cell phone to I put the filter to black and white on my cell phone to kind of like every once in a while look at it from a fresh perspective to see if if the values are right. It's not perfect though, because for instance, there's like black and white and grayscale on your phone, or on my phone at least. There's different filters and they interpret color differently. So they interpret the value differently. So it's not perfect. So it's like, it's helpful, but it's not, you can't just go based solely off of that. And yes, Donnelly, I am definitely going to lead the rebellion for Skechers, against Skechers. And I don't mean sketch artists, I mean the shoe company. I will rebel against Skechers. Aaron says makes sense. Cool. Yeah, thank you. I'm glad I was able to convey it in a way that made sense. Um, yeah, I wish I could take credit for coming up with that idea at all. Like I saw Nicholas Uribe do it, and he doesn't even claim it as his own idea. I don't know who came up with it, but yeah, I do love those paintings. It's also one of those things, unfortunately, because we do so much stuff online. Um, you mostly get to see it online, but in person, they're one of the types of paintings I do that just work so much better in person than they do online. I know that's the case for most paintings in general, but I've definitely seen some artists where their stuff looks so much different or so much better in person than it does online. And I've definitely seen some artists where it's like, yeah, it looks better in person than it does online, but like the difference isn't night and day, you know? It just depends on the type of art style and some, stuff like that. But yeah, that is overall one of my goals with with my paintings. It's not like my like overarching guide to everything by any means, but it is something that I do keep in mind, especially with AI and everything. The idea of creating artwork that looks better in person than it does online. You know, I want the real thing to be special. When you hold it in your hand, I want it to be unique. So even if I printed it it wouldn't be the same as if you bought it, um, which in some ways does actually go against my overall kind of opinion on things. Like I do love, what's his name? MC Escher. He created everything of his was created in a way to make prints out of it. Not everything, but a lot, because he wanted to be able to distribute it and he wanted everybody to be able to enjoy it. And there's definitely part of me that, you know, appreciates that philosophy. But at the same time, there is something so special about the original, and I want to preserve that as well. So it's kind of conflicting ideas, uh, which, is why I feel like we as people and artists are complicated sometimes, because we can definitely hold conflicting ideas in our heads like that. But yeah, I think I do think that I've switched over more. Like originally it was like, yes, art for everybody and get it in front of everybody, Uh, but I feel like the way that like things are online now and how much it's cheapened it too. And this isn't a judgment. It just has, when you look online, you're just scrolling through your, Instagram or whatever. It has cheapened it a bit, for me too. Like I've just gone by things and like you're kind of paying attention, kind of not paying attention. So I think maybe that's changed my outlook on it a little bit. But yeah. And either that or maybe it's just that like when I started oil painting and I got to the place where I could finish oil paintings that I was happy with and I could just hold it in my hand. There was just something so satisfying about that versus like holding the prints when I would do comic conventions and I'd make prints and like yeah, the prints were cool, but there's just something so special about finishing a painting and having it in hand that maybe that's kind of changed my opinion on this a bit too. Yeah, I'm really glad I decided to stream today. I was close to canceling today because I was just feeling so out of it because of my allergies and stuff. I'm really glad though that I went through with it. So thank you all who have been here so far. I do appreciate it, and people who are here and left as well. But yeah, I'm really glad I decided to go through with it. Cassandra says sometimes you just got to get started. Yeah, absolutely. But also, like, I will say this: if if like I had streamed today and like none of you had showed up, it would definitely feel a bit different, you know. Hey Des, good to see you. Here but distracted, went shopping and got home. Have to put stuff away and feed the dogs, etc. Hey, no worries, Des. But thank you for, you know, uh, jumping in for a minute. I appreciate that. Oh, so this is kind of like one of those things that's just completely unrelated to anything we've been talking about, but I'm listening to some music and it reminded me of this thing. So I've been recently like been watching all these cool drum videos and like drummer videos and stuff, and I'm like, I don't know, maybe it'd be cool. Like I was like, maybe it'd be cool to learn to drum or something like that. Like not professionally, but just to like a hobby kind of small thing. I know drums are expensive and all that, but I was just like, I don't know, it looks so cool. It looks like so much fun. And then I watched this drummer recently and he was showing like how to kind of get into things. And he's like he's doing the counting of it though, because he was drumming with one hand and then he was drumming with the other hand and he was changing the like one was a count of four, the other was like five, and then he was doing his feet as well. I was like, oh, okay, I can't do that. And it's not like, oh, I can't do that right now. It's like I I always struggle keeping count of things when I'm like doing exercises and stuff like that. Like that type of counting. It's not that I can't, it's not that I can't count, but it's the keeping track of it as I'm doing it, not getting distracted and so on. Yeah, I was just like, oh, okay, yeah, this is not for me, clearly. I saw that and I was like, okay, this is very cool, but I can't do that. Cassandra says, oh, that breaks my brain completely. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it was one of those moments where it's like, oh, I can see my limitation already. Okay. Cassandra says, we have a VR drum kit thingy. And the moment I got to that part, the gears ground to a halt. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, as soon as I saw that, I knew, nope, there is no way. So I'll just appreciate it and enjoy it as a spectator. Yeah. Because yeah, I even when I do like, just like regular like gym workouts and stuff like that, I have such a hard or stretches when I was going to physical therapy. I had such a hard time keeping track of my like stretches. I don't know what it is, but it just So the idea that I could count two things at the same time separately and not like mess that up was just like, yeah. Maybe one day I'll learn how to play guitar or something as a hobby. It's also cheaper. So there's that too. Although one of the things I always worry about with like something like that is just um like how it could affect my arm or hand because like I already overuse my hand with work and painting so much that I'm just like, I don't know. Sandra says, I much prefer to failure instead of counting. Oh, for exercises? Yeah, yeah, yeah. But like I was, when I was doing stretches, right? For when I was going to physical therapy, I was doing like stretches and stuff like that. And you don't do stretches to failure. So, um, you know, I think the thing that I struggled with though was that it was like the stretches are so you know what it is? Okay, the stretches are slow, so you don't count quickly. It's a slow count. And then sometimes, and this goes back to the drumming thing too, sometimes you would have to do two counts. So you're counting how many you're doing, and then while you're doing it, you're counting time. And so just like the drumming where you have to do count two things at the same time, that just messes my brain up. Because like I'd be doing a stretch and it's like, okay, hold the stretch for 10 seconds. All right, one, then do it again, two, then do it again. And I'm counting 10. And then I'm like, was I at two or three? Or was I at four? And I just get confused. But even when you're doing to failures, you still have to count to keep track of it too, you know. I'm pretty sure some of these features are slightly in the wrong place. I will, after stream, I'll take a photo of it and I'll compare it in Photoshop like I normally do to see where things are a little off and fix them. I'm not doing them on stream because I'm probably going to be ending stream soon-ish, so it's not worth it. So I'll just keep going and I'll just fix whatever needs fixing later. Oh, that's funny. So I'm listening, like I said, I'm listening to music while I'm streaming. I don't play music on my stream because copyright issues. And I'm not a fan of copyright-free music. So I just figure you all can listen to, you all can play whatever you want while listening to me, unless of course you're on your phone or something and you can't play two things at the same time, in which case I'm sorry. But yeah, that's, but I'm listening and, what's it called? Faith No More, Easy Like Sunday Morning is on, which I know it's not Sunday morning anymore, but yeah, it definitely felt like a lazy, easy Sunday day today. But yeah, I will be ending stream relatively soon. So if anyone has any final questions or anything, now's the time to probably ask. Or you can always ask in the comments in the YouTube, comments. Donley says, do you know anyone working on the new animated Batman series? It sounds promising. Um, haven't looked into it. There is a good chance I do, but I'd have to look into it. The reason I say that is because I have a bunch of friends who work at DC, um, Warner Brothers animation, but you know, people in this industry like move around a lot. So a lot of times people will be at one studio for a couple of years and then they'll move to another one, and and they like swap around. So there is a good chance, however, I do not know specifically because I haven't been as active as I should be on social media. what's the, you know, what's going on with the new series? Like, what is there some special thing, or is it just a revamp? It has a noir feel to it, similar to the old Batman, the animated series. Oh, nice. Yeah, no, I'll have to look into it. Yeah, I'll have to check it out. I did love the original Batman series. It's set in the 1940s. What I've seen of it looks promising. New character designs. Ah, okay. That's cool. So it's not just a noir feel, it's actually like the setting and everything. That's awesome. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll have to look into it. Um, yeah. I haven't been keeping up with the, what's it called? The comics, but my understanding is a couple of years ago, um, they sent Batman through different eras of history and stuff like that. Um, yeah, I haven't, like I said, I haven't kept up with it, so I don't know all the details, but yeah, my understanding is there was a whole story arc of Batman going through like different times in history. I wonder if it's related. Yeah, I love comic books, but I really haven't I've gotten out of reading them and it's really hard to get back into it. I think that I think one of the things that people love about comic books is also one of their negatives, which is you have these stories that span, a long time, and they're very interwoven with other aspects of the character, other stories of the character. And so it's very, very involved. And once you step out of it, it's very hard to get back into it. Even if you know a lot of the stuff, it's very hard to get back into it. And I think that's one of comics' strength, but also weaknesses. Also, no offense to the comic book companies or the people, rather, no offense to the people making comic books, but sometimes the companies do some really, really stupid stuff and really take everything into a very strange direction, and it makes staying with it, spending money on it very difficult. Because you're like, okay, I really don't want to keep reading this anymore. This is dumb. All right. I'm going to be calling it. Um, Donley says, I watch listen to comics explained on YouTube. The only issue I have with that format is they rarely give credit to the artists. That's unfortunate. But yeah, sometimes that's needed. Ah, all right. But yeah, I'm gonna call it a day today. I need to go stretch, relax, and so on. Cassandra says, thanks for hanging out. Thank you, Cassandra. I really appreciate it. Yeah, it was a good stream. Um, Don Lee says it makes keeping up with the stories fairly easy. You're right, Don Lee. That is a helpful aspect to it for sure. Des says, see you Tuesday. Yep, see you Tuesday. That is right. I am streaming Tuesday. Oh, I will be streaming early Tuesday because Tuesday night I am going out to the local art. What is it called? It's a community. Again, there's a word for it. Anyway, I can't remember the name of it, but there's a local art community thing happening. So I will be going to that on Tuesday. So I will be streaming Tuesday day. I'm sorry for everyone who can only watch at night. But yeah, Tuesday I will be streaming during the day. And then Thursday I will be streaming. I'll make Thursday an evening stream. So we'll kind of get it for everybody, for different things. Um, Donnelly says, great start to your painting, Leon. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you. And check out Don Lee. Once again, Don Lee underscore O with 3 H's. He's a fun streamer, streams on Twitch. And yeah, have a great rest of your weekend, everybody. I'm going to say goodbye. Bye.